Welcome to the Future of Comedy podcast, episode 26.
With Jeff Horste. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I was going to do this voice up top, but I forgot. So now I'm just talking like this for a while.
That's a great voice. And,
thank you.
It's angelic, and it's deep, and it's very manly.
Thank you.
I think you could
keep going, man.
Sell some show tunes with that.
I do like... I don't know too many other people that like their voice. I love my voice.
Do you love your voice?
Yeah, I do.
I hate my voice.
Everybody hates their voice, and I'm like, listen to that guy.
I hate my laugh. My laugh is like... it's just so annoying.
I don't even know what my laugh is. I think I change my laugh too much. I don't even know if I have a consistent
like you
laugh.
ever like just...
But I have laughed at a comedy show before where like you're watching a comedian, like if you're at a show and you're not performing, and you ever laugh at what the audience laughs at?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I'm laughing at how late the audience is, or them explaining the joke like 5 seconds later, and then I make a weird laugh, and then now the headliner points me out like I was the weirdo that didn't get the joke. Like, look, and I'm just like, no, I'll just take it.
You're like, I'm a performer.
I was just
welcome.
I was laughing at them, not. All right.
That's like my favorite thing to do is listen to people's laughs in the back. Like if it's like if I'm performing and then like there's always like somebody who has like a really good like laugh, or just like super obnoxious, or they snort.
The
like,
snorters, yeah, I don't believe in snorters. Just stop doing that. That's not. You just do an impression of a better laugh.
I love people who snort, and I love people who pound tables. I got this.
I love the pound tables.
There's this guy. He comes to the show on Wednesday. You'll see him. His name's Little D, and literally he laughs so ferociously. He's like ha ha ha, and then just pounds the table. I'm like, just keep it going, man. You give that table. That naughty little table's gonna get it.
You feel like you got to inform your friends or the people that sit at the table with you. If you're sitting with strangers and you're a pounder, you got to give them a heads up. So not every table is built for that. You can spill a beer that way.
If you're a pounder, you got to put that on your Facebook. you got to put that in your profile.
Yeah,
on your Tinder profile.
I have to point out, because my ADD, I'm going to slightly interrupt you. Your cups, you've sponsored.
Well, just sponsored by us.
Yeah, the amount of the detail here.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to put together a professional studio in my dining room. The best I
never even knew it was in your dining room until I'm sure there are people that didn't know that either until now.
After you leave, we're gonna clear this table up. We're gonna have spaghetti dinner.
I had no idea.
That's
you put a backdrop anywhere, and I just assume you're in a fancy building.
Well, and that's the key is backdrops. If you don't got a backdrop, I don't know what you're doing in this 2018. They're not that expensive. Get the vinyl. Okay, we got Brenda Yancer said, hi, Mike from Brenda. Yes, how you doing there, Brenda? I'm here with Jeff. You've hit a huge milestone in a comedy career, which a lot of people would aspire to do, which you've achieved. You recently were just on Comedy Central, Kevin Hart of the Heart of the City.
Yeah, it was a fantastic experience.
Yeah, like that's like the dopest. Like when I heard that, I was like, that was like so dope. Like you and Alton and Mike. That's like all these people I look up to. I'm like, oh shit, that's crazy,
man.
That's like that's like a huge milestone.
Yeah, it was amazing for me for many reasons because I've done I started like in the urban comedy scene.
Yeah,
and urban meaning black.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, people have to talk in code words, but so it meant a lot to me because I got to do the jokes that I enjoyed the most.
Yeah,
where obviously doing television is great in any aspect that you can do it, but it meant even more to me that I was like, no, these are the jokes that I enjoy saying the most. I'm the most proud of.
Yeah.
In in an audience that I'm the most comfortable in, like every aspect of it, I was happy of.
That's like the sweetest.
I can't. I sometimes I feel like I talk about it too much, but then other times I'm like, well, if I'm not happy about it, then I'm ungrateful. What type of asshole isn't grateful for doing a show on Comedy Central?
Yes, and that's like your pride and like you should like have a picture on your fridge of you on there, and like you should like send them out to your grandma, your mom, your aunties, your uncles, and they should all have it on the fridge because that's a fucking huge deal. I mean, that's like. I mean,
thanks.
For real, like I was pumped when I seen the lineup. I was like, here we go, here we go. Has life changed at all? Did anybody ever like notice you? Like, oh, dude, I seen you. You were the dude on Kevin Hart.
I never know if they're being honest or not, or they're just saying it because they know the show was promoted that way.
Yeah,
like there's been people who I've done a show and they were like, oh, I saw you on the show, and I was like, I think you're lying.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it's a nice lie though, and I'm glad that. But yeah, there have been some shows where it was promoted that way. So who knows if they saw me, before or just since they saw me in a poster. I know I have done shows where they're like, they're saying he was on Comedy Central. Let me type this out, know. And the audience members talk to me afterwards. And they're like, we saw your IMBD, and there was a picture of Kevin Hart, and it was like, and they wanted to make sure that when I was being promoted that they weren't lying.
Oh, yeah. And some people do that. Some people put a Comedy Central credit on there, and it's like something from like 1984, and there was
or it just never happened. I mean, like, if it's old, I mean, use that credit as long as you can. But there are people that are like, I was on this show. They used like a 5-second clip. Coincidentally, there's no evidence of it on the internet anywhere.
I use NBC credit. I was on an interview.
Were you?
No, for a local interview. Local man sleds. It snows. Here he is. Just use that credit.
I'm gonna use all those.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you got to take what you can get.
Yeah.
So you've been doing comedy 8 years, and you've seen the ups and downs of a career. And you've hit a milestone, and it's just going to go up even further. Like, what would you say an adversity that you had to a challenge that you had to overcome to get to that 8-year mark where you just kept on going?
Well, the first adversity was just not quitting altogether because I was just bad the first 2 years. Like, the only reason I didn't quit originally was just the knowing that I saw other comedians do better than me, but with material that I felt wasn't as creative.
Yeah.
But they clearly were more polished. It was clear they were performing it better, and I naturally am somebody who like gets nervous talking in front of people. Like that's like my personality. I always start like I failed speech class in high school.
Really?
Like, I was not the person that enjoyed talking in front of people, but I enjoyed making person that was next to me in class laugh.
Yeah.
And then I was that person enough through like the very beginning of college that somebody said, "Hey, there's an awful open mic. You can't be worse than them. I think you're funny. Why don't you give it a shot?" And that's kind of like when I started, but I felt like since it was so not me, there's other people that they're so confident when they start that they just have to worry about coming up with funny jokes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have to not look at my feet the whole time.
Yeah.
I
not
have
do the
to,
little thing with your hand.
I need to not do stuff with my hand. I need to I needed to be aware of so many things that I feel like it took me a while to get going. So when I do see people that seem to have it right from the beginning, I like to let them know that like that's good.
Everybody has different starting
should be
points.
aware of the fact of where you're at. You know, like
that's fantastic.
It's good for you. Because
there are people that you see like come out right out of the gates and you say, "Wow, holy what great stage presence!" Or like Veronica Douglas, who's going to be on the show today. She's like that. She came out and she was just so good. Such a nice like start, and then you think, I'm like, wow, I wish I was that good when I first started.
Yeah.
And then Veronica's going to be on the show tonight.
Hey.
Okay, so we got Kara said, "Oh my God, we are in your dining room." Rad. Yep. Welcome. You can come over for hot dogs whenever you want. Felipe Vasquez is watching. What's up, Felipe? He comes out to a lot of shows. Nicole Taylor gave us a thumbs up. Justin Emiot is watching. What's up, Justin? How you doing? He's a little skateboarder. And asked Jeff what's balancing being a comedian and a raging dork.
From Kenneth Carl Witzkel. Is who's asking that question. I it's hard to balance being a raging dork. I just thought that I was like an average dork. I didn't know that it was raging until now. I thought I was the appropriate amount of dork.
Yeah, when you said raging, I didn't think dork was going to be.
Yeah, isn't it? I've never heard raging dork before.
Yeah, I was like raging, scroll. Oh, dork. Okay. You're getting fan calls right now?
It said spam.
Oh, spam calls? That's good. We were talking earlier before we went on about the fake girls that like add you on.
Oh, yeah.
You get
people will just add anybody. And it's interesting because I think they find your algorithm. So they're like, okay, the random attractive women, he's not accepting those anymore. Let's try somebody holding a puppy.
Yeah.
Let's see if he likes that. He's not adding those either. And I like analyzing the people that do accept all those friend requests.
Oh,
because they always say, "Oh, I just accept everybody. I don't want to look into it." But I'm like, you have to know that we can see that, though, right?
Yeah.
Like that doesn't bother you some part of my soul would be upset
to know
that there's people out there that see me so desperate for friends that I'm clearly accepting a robot. That is not a woman who is 25 who just has one profile picture in a bikini that just wants to be friends with you.
Yeah, I don't mean to put anybody on blast, but I'm about to. There's one person who does that. I'll get a picture of a beautiful blonde with huge breasts, and I'll know it's fake because I'll click on it and I'll just look at the picture and it'll say, "Oh yeah, I'm waiting for you." And then there's always one mutual friend, Drew Grimaldi. I'm looking at you, Drew.
I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. He is a very common person on the list.
Yeah. That's funny. You know too. You're like, Drew
He's
Grimaldi.
up there. He's definitely a top 3.
It's always Drew. I'm like, who would fall for this? Fucking Drew.
Like, if you find him attractive, you can still just save the pictures or whatever, but you don't have to accept the friendship.
I'm just like worried like what they're doing. Like these fake people, like is it like one like guy in like Guatemala? He's sitting there.
Just one. That is a massive operation if it's all from one guy. If it is, I can't even be mad at that, man. If it's just one person taking over the whole social media world of fake.
It's actually Drew. It's
just Drew.
That's why he's like, well, let me add myself
to
first.
Throw us off.
Yeah.
So he's like, clearly they're not going to know that I'm the man behind it. That's not a bad
sitting
strategy.
at home right now, just putting together little profiles. Oh yeah,
selling shoes or whatever they do with this all this information. I don't know.
Fake Ray-Bans,
fake Ray-Ban glasses,
fake
or like
bands.
those ads that like say whatever month you were born is the best month, and it's clearly photoshopped on a celebrity. Have you ever seen those things?
Oh yeah, I'm a July baby. They're the hottest or whatever.
Sometimes they do so little research on that. I've Googled the celebrity and found out, they weren't born in August.
Yeah, they don't even give a shit.
No, they were just like, real men are born in August, and they throw a picture of that shirt on like The Rock, and you find out no, he wasn't born in August at all. He wasn't. You just made that up.
The weirdest thing is that like they're listening to you, so like you'll be saying anything like, oh yeah, I think I'm gonna go to the park at dusk, and then all of a sudden you'll see like, oh yeah, I ride and die at the park at dusk. You're like, what the? Yeah. Like they'll know like specifically.
I've heard that if you put your phone next to like a radio station that like only plays Spanish or something, for example, you'll get ads on your phone in Spanish.
Well, that's great, dude.
Yeah.
That's great. Maybe that's what they know, and that's what all the thing was. Like, we're getting all these porn things because, like, it's listening to us watch porn.
Because we watch porn. Yeah.
They know.
So that's it. So we just figured it out. So originally we started this off by being like,
we figured it out.
What are those idiots? Yeah, we figured it out at the end. Yeah, if we watch less porn, we'll get less friend requests, is what you're saying.
Well,
or we need to watch porn on a different device and not our phones or something.
Or they probably have you all linked up. They know, dude. They're like, oh yeah,
they got you.
They're the guy in Guatemala. It's like, it looks like Jeff's in the bathroom with his iPad. Ricardo Flanagan. Oh, the hilarious Ricardo Flanagan said spam thoughts. That was a good one. Ricardo is he follows those spam thoughts on Instagram. I seen him. I don't know if they're real people, but we were driving to a show. His whole Instagram feed spam thoughts.
Is it spam? Yeah. See, in Instagram, it's hard. Like in Facebook, it's like you have to do more work to like accept a friend. I think like in Instagram, those are just people following him though.
Yeah, or no, he's following them.
He's following them back. Okay, so that's where it lies. Or he's like, I know you're not a real person, but I'm not trying to gain that much from this friendship. We don't got to hang out.
Yeah, you just follow. Just follow. Who needs to hang out? Like 1,000 people on Instagram that you don't know, but you're like, oh, yeah. Then you follow. Like that's funny. Like you can like be on Facebook and you can know everything about somebody's life and never talk to them.
And never have talked to them. And I love when they go into like oddly specific things of like they were like just things that are like so personal that it's like, so if I do see you in real life. Yeah. Do I have to forget all of these things of your life of like your boyfriend cheated on you and then you took him back and then he cheated on you again and then you bought this car? Like, do I have to pretend like I don't know that?
Yeah.
Do I be like, oh, what's new? I know exactly what's new.
That is funny that people put that much garbage on there. Like,
yeah, because then I don't know how to even talk to you. Like if I talk to you in real life, then I don't feel weird being like, hey, I saw that you did this thing recently. Yeah. But if I haven't seen you since high school and it's been over 10 years. But I still see you on Facebook and I know what's going on, I feel stalkerish if I see you in real life and I'm like, oh, I see that you've been it sounds like, I just look at your page randomly, just check on what you've been doing since the 11th grade.
Yeah.
I've just been curious. Like, I don't know how to talk about that. I just pretend like I don't know anything about
exactly. I pretend I don't know, and then I just hint. I'm like, oh yeah, a lot of people have these cocaine problems out here these days, and
that's a pretty heavy hint towards cocaine. You don't think that they just went to rehab and announced it, and you're hoping that they would like. Speaking of cocaine, I had a cocaine problem, Mike.
These guys, these hoes ain't loyal. You know, that's just what somebody saying. Oh, yeah.
Nothing's new.
Ricardo, yeah,
with the spam thoughts.
Yeah, that's a real big deal. Again, if you want to see Jeff and I will be performing tonight at the Log Cabin at 8:45, tomorrow at the 702 Bar in Midland at 8 o'clock, Wednesday at Jen's Place at 8 o'clock, and Thursday at Bottoms Up in Bay City 8 o'clock. Yeah, fucking great show. Me, you, Veronica tonight, and then Corum Sheik. You know Corum, right?
Yeah, I know Corum.
Corum's gonna be hosting.
Awesome.
He's a great comic. He just went to, actually I seen on his Facebook, he went to New York and cocaine problem's doing good. No,
all right. Hey.
What if there's any newer comics out there listening? Do you think you can drop a piece of advice for them? I mean, besides
drop some knowledge.
Drop some knowledge. Besides the obvious right. Get on stage. What can you?
What's helped me, which I don't know if it'll help everybody. What's helped me is doing as many different kind of shows as I could. So not only in front of the people that I think that I would do the best in front of, because then eventually I found which jokes are universal jokes.
Yeah.
So it's like you can write for, if you only, obviously it's a good feeling. I want people to laugh at me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I want that feeling. So sometimes we get in the habit of like just looking for where we're appreciated the most, which is good in the long run. Like for a fan base, you want to reach out to the people that that like you. But when you're just starting, it's like you have no idea what your end career will really be. And I think you're doing yourself a big disservice to only perform in front of people that are your age, your skin color,
your
think
parents.
just like you, your parents. Because you have no idea the amount of other perspectives that you might have that other people could find interesting if you never try.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And so many people are like, oh, I didn't grow up in that community, so they won't like me. And I'm like, well, now you didn't even tell a joke for them yet, and you're already judging them.
Yeah.
Maybe they will like you. You have no idea.
Maybe they won't. Just, the whole key is just get up there and smile.
Yeah, even if you do bad, you won't be the only bad comedian they ever see.
Yeah, that's true.
It hurts us way more than them. Like, there's some times where I've done bad, and then I'm like, I'm embarrassed in my heart. And then it's like, but that audience, they go home and they're fine. That didn't ruin their day. If it didn't ruin their day, why should it ruin my day? I'm the one that got paid to do bad. Why am I more upset than they are?
Yeah, you remember
need to relax.
Remember the show we did in Detroit? It was on like 9 Mile. We did
awful.
And we showed up and it was like an abandoned warehouse and there was just everybody. It was on 420. Everybody was smoking. The whole room was just,
very illegally.
Yeah, like
the only illegal marijuana. They made sure only if you had your card, you were not allowed in. It seemed to be
the best thing about it was that they had little snacks like Kit Kats on the table and shit. Like that was the only planning that they did for the whole show. It was like, we need Kit Kats, and that was it. Like
I've done shows at dispensaries before.
Yeah,
and there was a requirement for you to have your marijuana card to get in.
Yeah,
and so it was like you still felt like you were in a professional environment. But this was in the environment where they blocked out. You couldn't see the building from the street. They parked cars. They made the people park conveniently all around the building. And they had a security guard outside of the door that they locked once the show started.
Oh, my gosh.
So they were going through so many. And that's why in my head I'm like, I'm an accomplice.
Yeah, well,
I need to get paid and get out of here. Actually, I left so quickly that I just told Josh, hey, Josh, you can give me the money. You get the money from him, I'm out of here.
You walked off the stage into your car.
I was so upset.
You were mad. You were like, fuck
I got heckled by a performer on the stage with me.
Oh, my gosh.
The band was on the stage behind me. Okay,
Yeah.
and I understand maybe immediately after the comedians, you're going to have the band perform. They might still be on the stage with you.
Yeah.
I've done those things before, but like at other shows in Detroit, like where you're near the band, they don't interfere. Like if you ever go to They Say in Detroit, it's a fantastic show.
Yeah.
The band, you're right next to them. they're great, so they don't ruin the show by being a band. You could ask them to play some music, though they serve a purpose, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
They serve no purpose. Like, you're not a part of my act. Get off of the stage.
Yeah.
But they were like heckling me
from behind you.
From behind me.
So
I've never been heckled from behind.
So you have to address them, lose the audience, look back.
I don't even. It was the strangest thing.
Yeah.
And then I got at the level of anger where I was like, you know what? I really think that you guys would laugh at my last joke, and I'm just not gonna.
Yeah.
I'm just not even gonna finish it. I'm just gonna.
You got them.
This is where it is. Yeah. I was so angry that I punished them by.
That was the craziest show because like. I think the show was supposed to start at like 8 or 9, and like I like always show up like an hour early, and then the show didn't start till like 10.
Oh yeah,
it was like the longest wait ever.
There's a difference between starting an hour late, like okay, maybe I mixed up where you said the doors were at 8 and the show's at 9, and I get there at 8 because I think the show that's happened before. I'm gonna look the other way. I'm not gonna like be upset about that.
But these guys no schedule. They're like, well, we'll start when people get here
because people think that you actually care about like hanging out with them. Yeah. And you're like, no, I do comedy though. Like I can drink whenever I want. I'll be around alcohol tomorrow. This is fine. Like I enjoy hanging out with people. That's not what I'm trying to say. But like I don't. Some people don't value your time at all.
No.
Where they're like, no, just come to our show 3 hours early and talk to all of the people there and get drunk, too drunk that you can drive home afterwards.
Eat
and you're like,
Kit
why would I
Kats.
do that? It doesn't sound fun.
Bob Elliott said a little wave, and then Cam Big Fella Rowe, the one who booked me for that show. Thanks, Cam. I appreciate it. My college teammate put on the show and still thinks it was the best show any comedian has ever done, which is hilarious because I fucking bombed him so bad after you left. Like, because Josh was.
Oh, yeah.
And then Josh Adams is there, who's clearly a superior comic to me. He's like one of the best comics in Detroit.
Hey, I can't follow him either. Man. He's funny.
And he's one of the best
Yeah.
in a room that he's definitely more comfortable doing than I am.
Yeah.
And he goes up there, yells at a transvestite or something like that, and is just like, ah, shit, just yelling at people like, hey, and just he gets some laughs, right? And then they're like, here I come up with my guitar, or they're like, who the fuck's this guy? Like they're like, I'm just trying to riff. I'm trying to make fun of people in the audience, and they were just looking at me like I was a TV that went out, like I was just a fuzzy TV, like.
And this is. If you're doing a show in front of a whole bunch of people that are high, it's already not going to go as good as a regular show to begin with, even in a perfect environment. So, like the other dispensaries that I've done, like high people, you think you might laugh a lot when you're high, but during a high comedy show, they don't laugh as loud.
Yeah.
So, like a 10,
They're
like everybody's maximum is like a 6.
They're like,
so yeah, like so you're already now you have it's distracted. It's a high sync. Lights are on.
Yeah.
Everybody's been drinking and smoking for like 5 hours before you got there.
oh yeah, they were so blown.
And then they were enjoying the music. So they made a mistake of playing the music first.
Oh, they were.
So they were like, we love this music. Let's hear this music for a while. And they're like, no. Let's stop the music that these high people are enjoying.
This is how they were saying,
and let
like,
the comedians go up. And then now everyone was just upset at us for existing.
Yeah, they were like, what the hell's going on? What? Like literally, like Cam went up, and like he's a really funny guy. He did his 15 minutes, and it was just like sprinkles of just.
Yeah, he's a funny dude.
I got up there. It was like, oh shit, what am I doing? Where has my life come to? And but that's a learning experience.
Yeah, I guess I've done so many bad shows. I almost forgot about that one. I'm glad that one didn't leave. I'm happy about that.
And the scariest part of it was that like. Josh is like, this is a setup, man. I know this, but we're all about to get robbed. And then like. And Josh wanted to go before me so he can get out of there first. And then I was worried because he stayed and he said, man, I ain't leaving. I got to walk you out to your car. I was like, all right, that makes it. I was perfectly just having a good time, like oblivious to everything. That
made you more worried.
Like more, I was just like shaking hands. I'm like, oh, thank you for coming up to the show. Oh, nice to meet you. How you doing? I'm Mike. And then he's like, we got to get the fuck out of here. I'm like, oh, God. Like, I'm like, why? What's going on? And he's like, set up. You gotta.
That's happened so many times with me and Josh where one of us has left early because we hated the show so much that we left before we got paid, and we were just like, "Oh, we're good enough friends with each other. I'll see you. We'll figure that out some other day. Just get the hell out of here."
You literally
you
just
won.
walk
You
out.
got off first. You just run away.
Yeah, he's like, I was supposed to do like 15 or like 20 minutes. He's like, do 5 minutes and get off. And I was like, all right, I'm just gonna like. Josh is not like a promoter of anything. I was like, all right, got paid the $100 anyways. And then, well, the funny thing was that they were mad because they thought that I was you at first, like when they booked me, like, and they were like 2 white guys. They're like, I'm not paying 2 white guys.
Well, that's the point.
And then Cam just gave me his money. I think Cam got stiffed out of his, and like I was like, all right, well, thank you for the 5 hours of 5 hours for 5 minutes there.
And there you go. Speaking of that, Cam says at least y'all got paid. He said I owed him money
From college.
and refused to pay you. Well, Cam, he is not a friend of yours.
Yeah,
I'm sorry to tell you, that's not a nice person.
That guy's a
and
dildo.
You should, yeah. You heard it here at the Future Comedy Show. That man is a dildo.
He's on the
Because
wall
business
pillow.
is a separate thing. You don't get to you figure out that college stuff some other day,
Yeah.
okay? Because in that case, my brother could never book me for anything. What is he going to go back to being like, I bought you a bag of Cheetos?
Yeah.
Once like no, the business is separate. This is a separate thing.
That's funny. I had a friend who'd come over every day after school and eat a pizza, and I like added up like all the pizza he ate at my house. I'm like, dude, you owe me $3,000, bro. You've eaten so many pizza and Pop-Tarts. Yeah, I'll never get that back. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Martini Harris says Jeff Horst is on his way to the
Thanks,
top.
Martini Harris. Martini's always been supportive.
Yeah,
Since I started comedy.
Yeah,
I always felt more support. That's kind of one of the reasons why I liked starting in the urban rooms, was because, especially since I was bad when I started.
Yeah.
Like the white rooms were just more cliquish for me, where they were like, there's so many people that come and go and quit. Why waste time trying to be friends with somebody who I won't see tomorrow? So like I could kind of understand now, but it didn't feel good at first when I'm like, I've been at this open mic every Thursday for the last like 3 months, and nobody will talk to me, and I'm nervous as shit doing it. And then as soon as I went into my I went to Starters, was my first like open mic in Detroit that I did, like in actual Detroit, and then you have like other people on the show who are like, they just see a white dude and they think this is my first time seeing black people before. And there's like a comedian who's like, whatever you do, don't say the N-word. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, thanks for the advice. This isn't comedy advice. That's just a way to live life too. Like, why are you acting like, oh, just for the stage? Like, what are you talking about? But Martini was one of the one of the first comics who was like nice to me from the very beginning. Who was like, cool. Yeah, whatever, I don't care. He's just nice to people regardless of whether or not they're funny. It doesn't have to be a stake. A stake in the friendship.
Oh, yeah. And that, I had somebody who said that, too. They're like, well, I just have enough friends. You know what I mean? I was like, I just like asked him, I'm like, hey, I'm like, hey, man, I'm like, what's going on, man? I'm just trying to be your friend. I'm like, we both do comedy. And I was like, I think you're funny. And he's like, well, I just have enough. Don't need you. I'm like,
that's like a funny thing to say on stage, but in real life, that's a dick.
Yeah. Well,
that's a mean thing to say.
I'm like, all right, man.
He like declined your friendship request in real life.
Yeah,
and was like, decline.
But
I'm not
on
accepting
Facebook, we're friends. That's the best part. That's the best part of it.
That's literally what people like. What especially like the older people like. That's what they say of like, you know how their Facebook is literally only people that they know in real life.
They've had to have like a barbecue
and that's
together.
that literally is what happened. Where that's what they think all friends are. We're like, they're not friends with you in real life.
They're not.
And this is a person that literally said,
4,000 friends. I got maybe 2 people that'll come over and eat some spaghetti. You know, that's it. But I mean that's life. That's life. I mean, you only get a few really good friends, and then the rest, you got your acquaintances, and then people that secretly hate you and add you on Facebook.
Yeah, or not secretly hate you.
Or just let you know. Like,
yeah,
not good enough for me.
I have enough friends.
I have 6, and that's my.
You've already been talking to me for too long.
Yeah,
and I would rather.
Will you please let me out of this corner? Are you trying to Louis C.K. me right now? I don't know what's going on. Then Martini said, "I just knew who has great potential, and Jeff Horst got it." Dude, he's like He's
like, my only comedian fan. That's who I got right now, man. It's me and Martini versus everybody. What can I say?
You gotta get shirts made, and then anybody that looks up martinis, we'll put them up there. The martini shirts.
Steve Pierce said, "You don't shake it, dummy. You snort it." Oh. All right. Now we have the. I think he's commenting on something cocaine related.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's halfway of a guess because it sounds cocaine-ish. Halfway because it's Steve Pierce.
Yeah, 75%.
We love you, Steve. And appreciate. He's trying to correct. He's trying to correct us. It's like after the show where the sportscaster's like, "Tell us what we missed," and Steve Pierce is like, "Yeah, all the drug comments were wrong and not accurate."
Yeah. I don't remember what part of the thing. Oh, the cocaine very in the beginning about.
Oh, okay. So maybe they're watching it from the beginning now.
I don't know.
So
we're still live. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe Steve Pierce has like some sort of like Facebook technology where he can go back. Yeah. I don't know. I think
or he's writing stuff down that he wants to get to later.
Steve, he's a note taker. I'm pretty sure he's back there.
That's my first impression I ever had of him. Is his organization.
Studious.
He just looks like an organized dude.
There's something about him that just reminds me.
Yeah.
Like a white pit bull. A whiter pit bull.
White pit bull.
And he's I feel like there's gonna be a response, but it just takes so long to get here.
Yeah. We'll figure that out later. I guess
we will figure it out, Steve. I'll get an instant message on my AIM account.
Sandro Rodriguez is watching.
Oh, Sandro's supporting comics. That dude's awesome, man. I really. He's always been kind of like.
He supports so many comedians that I feel like if he doesn't support you, you're a bad person.
Yeah.
That's how he doesn't support. He supported every comedian that's tried it. So
if
he's a supportive dude.
That's like if Young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's Sandra. Well, and let's say so we're doing these comedy shows tonight at the Log Cabin, 8:45 p.m. Come out, 75-cent drafts. Tomorrow at 702 Bar, 8 o'clock, Midland. Wednesday at Jen's Place, 8 o'clock, Hemlock, Michigan. Thursday at Bottoms Up, Bay City, 8 o'clock. So make sure you come out and see us, and then support. Your boy was just on the Comedy Central just like the other day, and you got some more big news coming up, but we can't say nothing like that. We gotta.
That feels really important though to say that.
Yeah, well,
I've never been able to do that before. Like I got some big news, can't tell you what it is yet. Like that's the coolest sentence I've ever said. I've never said anything that cool before.
It sounds like you're gonna let out a fart. Like I got some big news.
Got some big news.
But no, that's fucking dude. I'm excited about that.
Thanks.
Oh boy. So we can't say it over the thing, but we'll tell you tomorrow probably or tonight. Maybe.
Come out to the show. I can tell you stuff in person.
Yeah, in person if you want to get some of those dirty secrets from Jeff Horst.
All right. Now it sounds like I got a porno that I'm releasing.
Well, yeah. Well, I think that's going to wrap us up tonight. I think that was a fantastic podcast. Thank you for coming out.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
We'll see.
Official handshake.
We'll see you guys all this week. Thank you for coming out. And one more date I want to plug: March 24th, this Saturday. Come see myself. I should say, come see Dave Landau from Last Comic Standing, Comedy Central. He's on This Is Not Happening. It just released, and he's going to be there with myself and Connie Ettinger. Tickets are only $10 pre-sale, $15 at the door. Besides that, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you soon.